Hello folks, welcome to the How I Cramar, live for the Lounge 40. So it's a Ruby show tonight. Nice to see you if you're looking in, much of the same. More of a festive feel obviously. As promised by Shona last Friday, she said she was putting the tree up and here it is. So I just kind of pretty much into the festive mood to the point I've given myself a festive haircut. I did it myself. What do you think of that look? I had a paid for a haircut a year. I've done it myself every time. So apart from Roddy did it once and he made a damned fine job with this wheel. So
I'm coming in.
Although I've done it on myself ever since, mind you. So anyway, nice to see you looking in, folks. Say hello, just normal. There's usually a bit of banter,
Yep.
a bit of good crack. We'll be doing our normal stuff.
Yep. What's in the box? 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 What's in the box?
It's in the box.
It's in the box tonight.
If it is in the box. Ooh, if it could be in there. Now, but I'm going to...
Are you making on a clues?
No, clues. This is a kind of doubler this time. It features my favourite piece of art, but it's also something that it's on. So you can guess if it's in the box or fit my favourite bit of art is. If you can get them both, you'll win a coconut. Delivered by Carrier Pigeon here for the How I Cramar.
I'm getting slightly mesmerised by my earrings. I'm going to take them off.
You couldn't wait. I've tried to ignore them. It's like, look, have you noticed? It's Christmas.
One's slightly brighter than the other one. They were only 99p for home bargain, so I wasn't expecting much, but at least they're blinking.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas.
Are you getting in the Christmas mood?
Aye.
Are you actually?
Aye.
We've watched 2 Christmas films this week. We've watched Elf, which is brilliant. I love smiling. Smiling's my favourite. And we also watched the greatest Christmas film of all time, which, as Paul knows, is...
Miracle on 40 Days.
No, it's not.
It's Christmas Carol. But we differ. I like the Ian Alistair Sim, the black and white. I think it captures the story best. But Shona
I kind of go by
goes with the Muppets.
The Muppets Christmas Carol is the best Christmas film ever made. The music is fantastic. It's got Michael Caine, it's got Kermit the Frog, it's got skating penguins. What else do you need?
Well, it's got a spick and puddock.
Exactly.
Merit to a pig.
It's ace. It's literally...
It is funny. I did find myself chuckling all the way through it.
Gonzo is Charles Dickens. It's just the best Christmas film I've ever seen. It just looks like him, like
Dickens. Enough, I know. So.
I was Googling actually what kind of animal Gonzo was, but it's never been revealed. He reminds me of Cyril Sneer from the Raccoons. Do you remember the Raccoons? I watched that when I was little.
It's a bit after my time. It reminds me actually more of Scotland of what? The Northern Sleeper Train. And Steve Robertson's character, he goes, "You've enough a big nose."
I forgot about that.
Enough a big nose.
Big nose.
So, the other thing is, it's a beer a night. Now, tell me what you think, and I'll reveal all later. You can.
Now, last week's was okay, the week before was boufing.
I think you'll like this better.
Oh, this smells good. This smells really nice. Sorry, I'm going to get lipstick all over it. Oh, I could quite happily drink that.
Aye, well, you can.
I've just cleaned my teeth. It tastes a bit funny after cleaning my teeth, but oh no, I'd quite happily drink.
Now, but I will say, but some of you're misery because I can imagine we're going to get a whole heap of Christmassy beer type themes. It's not a Christmas beer, especially if you can obviously drink it for Christmas, but it's not. Okay, so it's a Scottish brewery. Tell me what you think. So. Shona, will we crack on?
Yeah, so I'm just
taking the folk looking in there.
Yeah, I'll go and do all my hellos and you sort yourself out.
Come over a bit, a wee bit. So, I'm going to start with a medley of tunes. Right, most of these are pipe tunes actually as it happens. The first is a lovely march called Loch Inside. And that's followed by The Devil in the Kitchen, which is a Strathspey, which was, I think, composed by Pipe Major Willie Ross, who was Queen Victoria's piper. Now, I've played this a while ago and I said it was composed by the Queen's piper. See, there was 2 Willie Rosses, and Dr. Jack Taylor come on. He says, no, it wasn't that Willie Ross. And then he came back later and he says, oh, I think you were right, I think it was Willie. So anyway, it's Willie Ross that wrote that. It's a great tune you'll probably hear through the summer at the games once they're up and running again. After that, The Jig of Slurs by George S. McLennan, the Glasgow Police Pipers, and then we'll finish with a fiddle tune. It's a tune called Sean Maguire, which was written by Bert Murray. Bert was from Aberdeen, but Sean himself played it, and Sean wouldn't have played any all rubbish because he'd quite the ego, and he was a bit like Skinner. He was convinced of his own genius, and he's very influential, but he would never have played a tune about himself if he hadn't felt it was worthy. So anyway, we're going to finish with Sean Maguire. Shona's coming in.
Coming in, I've got an awful lot of hellos. I've got a page in a bit. Shirley and John in Skeen are watching us tonight. They're joining us. Ian and Anne, your mum and dad, just up the road. And your mum just called me a flusher. I'm presuming it's because the earrings. Nothing else. Alexander Thompson is watching. Gordon Calder is joining us again, but he's in Edinburgh tonight. He's in Bonnie Whitney, and he was saying he's been at the zoo today. Jane Roberts is watching. Joe and Pat Aitken and Adrich Curry, they're joining us. Uncle Tommy out in Huntly. Ian Murray, Heather Morrison in a flooded Howe Strand. Kate and Jim Taylor out in Garlogie. Sandy White in Midla. Larry Johnson in a wet Pinpont. Pinpont, is that how you say it?
Pinpont?
It's Dumfries. I think it's Thornhill.
Okay, that sounds right.
I think Pinpont. Maybe it's pronounced differently, I don't know. Leah Rosswell is watching for Bucky the night. She says Happy Christmas Jumper Day. Sally Date Butler in Florida. Lorelei Bach, one of our regulars. Peter Woods watching up in Shetland. Fiona McKechran. Ulla in Stockholm is joining us. My mum and dad, Grace and Matt, out in Huntly. Paul Gray, Phil Fannin is watching. Anne is not watching tonight because she's had to nip out for the Indian takeaway for their tea. No sausage rolls tonight.
Well, hopefully she'll be back before we're finished. Or there's something going wrong in communications.
Dougie Hayes watching. Hello Dougie. Alistair McDougall. Harry Lash in the Netherlands. Tracy and Hugh Addlesey, another couple of regulars. Lindsay Smith's watching. Margaret Kerr in Australia. Andrew Brandy in Adrich. Lawrence Kirk. Liz and Roger Court down in Lincolnshire are watching. There's loads of folk watching tonight. Doreen and Melvin and Callum Wood are watching. Margot and Edward Stewart and Damon Dool. Sandy Mathers is watching, and he says he had he met Sean Maguire a couple of times.
Tell us some stories, because he was a guy boy. Like I've heard a few, some of which I couldn't repeat, but he just was quite a lad. He was all shown. Some player. There's no question about
that. Isabel Lang and our guy is watching. Drew Aitken says he's going to get his practice chanting out. Shona Robertson and all the clan doing in the Aberdeen Arms are watching. Catherine McLaughlin in the Portamenteith and Odd in Galashiels.
Okay, well, nice to see you.
I know.
Thanks for looking in.
Loads.
So, we'll do some more of that other stuff later on, but we'll crack on with some tunes. Now, I got a request a couple of days ago to play a tune, and it came from Pamela White, who's a Wilkent piper up in Buchan area, and I kind of mind for she asked me to play this for. I think it was for a birthday. If he's watching, say hello, but I should have had this prepared. I was minding about it this morning, and then of course here we are, and we're going, and I can't actually check because I would need to turn my phone off and look back. But Pamela asked if I would play Hector the Hero, so because it's one of his favourite tunes. So I'm going to play Hector the Hero. I mean, I've played it here before, and given the whole long story about Hector, how kind of his reputation's been somewhat wrongly besmirched by rumour, but an amazing guy, one of the finest, most famous soldiers of the Victorian era, and a man who started off as a private in the Gordon Highlanders but was Lieutenant General in the British Army by the time he finished up, and commander of all British forces in the island of Ceylon, and that's a remarkable shift for a boy starting off as working in a draper's shop actually. So there you go. So this is Hector a Hero by James Scott Skinner.
was for Sandy White. He says, that's for me. Pamela is my sister-in-law. My wife just helped me if new.
Oh, well, Sandy, happy birthday. I hope that was okay for you. It is a beautiful tune. It's popular and it's
funny.
It's a beautiful tune. You hear it a lot, actually, and it's maybe something I didn't play as much as I probably should sometimes, because you hear it sick a lot, but actually it is beautiful.
Well, like Grace says, a good tune's need the war a playing twice.
That is true. That's absolutely right, Grace. Thank you very much.
I've got a few hellos to say.
You could do that every week, actually. You could send a message in every week. We could Words of Wisdom with Grace Donaldson.
Hector. Now, Hector is 13, and he was telling me that
this was in the car
on the way back there down the day, and he's changed his wallpaper on his phone, so you know when like you open up your phone it's got the picture or whatever, and he's put his own words of wisdom, which was, this is the 13-year-old Hector: chase dreams, not girls. So there you go. So that's a good word of wisdom there for the 13-year-old.
Unless his dreams are chasing girls.
Chase dreams, not girls. Okay, so we've got a few hellos. Bruno in Dijon is watching. Hello, Bruno. Pamela Tanner is watching.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Oh, she was saying she misses us. We miss all our Norfolk family and our Standardsville family. Yeah, we would have been probably getting back roundabout now if we'd been over to.
I wouldn't have been far off it,
Yeah.
Maybe actually would have been going home on Monday. Would have been more like it.
Bud Freeman in Athens, Georgia is watching.
Nay Bud, that I thought it was
different Bud.
Different lad altogether.
Morag and Robin Dempsey are watching in Peebles, and Margaret Stewart is watching in a very mild Nairn. She's home. She's visiting Nairn for the weekend.
Okay.
And we've got some guesses.
Okay.
We've only got one guess for what's in the box.
Okay.
Do you want to give it a rattle?
That's not really a rattle, it's more of a
It's a
rumble.
rattle, no, it's a rumble, you're right. So Bruno thinks it's a ring in the box. And be your guesses?
Okay, well, hold on off.
Bruno, I think, was wanting you to pick it up in a...
There you go. Now, there you go. You can have a look at that. Lovely.
It's fine.
I found refreshing.
So Sandy White thinks Woo-Ha. Hugh Addlesey thinks Black Isle Yellowhammer. Jamie Bowers thinks either Sky Gold or Aaron Blonde, and Karen Fraser thinks Schiehallion.
Okay, well, I'm not saying anything because you might be right.
And you might be wrong.
But you might be wrong, so there you go. I was going to do a wee bit of poetry for you, actually. I was nearly doing this last week. It's like Jack and Nori. Sit down, folks, relax. Pour yourself a dram and listen to some lovely poetry. But this is Sheena Blackall this week, and I'm a bit annoyed at myself. I've never done this before because she is a local poet, but certainly one of Scotland's most celebrated living poets, and she's written some brilliant stuff. It's near on Doric, her poetry, but she's won awards for her poetry and is very, very well respected, to the point that the Elphinstone Institute at Aberdeen University had a Sheena Blackall weekend. Now, before she was married, she was a Middleton, and her family have firmed up about the Muir of Gellan since 1622, was it?
Do you know? Something
like that. Of course, I've got the wrong page. That's it. 1622, I was right enough. Now, I was going to do, I nearly did this, a very D journey, because it caught my attention right away. I'll give you a wee taster. A colour scalp will stain and storm, bray reich sides are tempest torn, and in yon wheaty darksome wame, far wind is ice and sun's aflame, the birling day is born. I think it's brilliant. That's like, I might take that on my gravestone or something like that. I like it. I think it's brilliant. It's dramatic and beautiful. But anyway, I'm going to do a poem called Tamnaveri, and it's a stain circle. Well, the Tamnaveri would be the hill actually, but the stain circle's on the Hedowick, and it's got a fantastic view around the Howicramar, and I think she captures the mood pretty well. Heich upon Newlands garst they lie, a linket chine of fighting steens, abiding aneath a shifting sky, weird as a bourachie of beans. The bluebells ring the garsy pool, the nichts a dirl wi' whop and gull, laird on the sealy braes a cool, the castle wa, a sichtless skull, stands open, knocket to the wind. The clash o' day drops till a lull, the yellow ragwort tholes the wind. Ringwoody Davin, dreich and dull. For sunlicht slips ahin the east, stands Morven, lichted like a low, our gentle Gellin, moonlicht's reist, the chill o' gloaming queels the how. I've seen the mist on holy wraith, ging jinkin, tam na veery roon, fleerichin eldrich ower the heath, a whiff o' wicked to the tomb. Fin hoodies howl and hoolets main, let them step blithely, there fa me. I'll leave you on sleeper's wheel alone, on yearded folk o' yesterday. There you go.
There you go.
Lovely. So, aye, well worth getting your hands on some of Sheena's poetry, because it's really good stuff.
And she writes great songs.
Oh, she writes songs and poetry. So
She's just
anyway,
all round.
she is. Right, I'm going to play one more set, and then Shona's going to come and do some songs. These are all my own tunes. I'm going to start with one that I did last week. It's called The Stillness of the Evening. It now has a name. So after last week, with some suggestions come in, and that's when I've ended up calling it. So it's Tress Maximock for America, who's an excellent piper, by the way, but she sent in a suggestion which I really took to, and that's the one we've gone for. So The Stillness of the Evening. And then a tune called Sandy Smith o' the Lies. Now, Sandy passed away just nae so very long ago, but this week would have been Sandy's 82nd birthday, I think it was. That was a total accident. That I don't know why it came into my head to write him a tune, but sometimes you're just thinking about folk for the how, and some characters come to mind and feel like I'm going to write him a tune, actually. So he was certainly a kind of Will Kent character, Sandy. So, Sandy Smith of the Lies. The Lies are a firm that were just outside the other side of the village, and I think his wife Winnie is up in Thailand watching. But Sandy was for a musical family. His father was a fiddler, and three his kids. Now there was four of them. So there was Angela. Now Angela was a junior and senior golden fiddle champion. She played with Bill Black's dance band. She still plays with Gordon Patillo, Will Kent box player, and also her husband Neil McKechan. So Angela's done great things with her music. Sandy, number two son, he was about my age. He was a good pal and he was a good fiddler, but he stopped when he was at school, which is a shame. So Sandy, if you're watching, go on and get that fiddle dug out and see if you can get her cranked up again. Third was Lindsay. Lindsay didn't play. He'd rather go wander about in the hills. He was in the mountain rescue for a while, but he's just up in Ballater, so he's not far away. And then the youngest, the nipper, Fiona, who is probably not so young now, because I'm just thinking, actually, I kind of think of her as the youngest, but actually she used to sit in my knee in the primary school bus, which... So I should be in her 40s now, like, but...
I didn't say, you're not allowed to say that.
Well, come on, if she's sitting in my knee in the primary school bus, you get my idea. Anyway,
never tell a lady's age, Paul.
I didn't really give you a rough ballpark estimate. So anyway, so I gave a message to Fiona to say I'd written a tune for her dad. So Sandy Smith of the Lies is the second tune. The third one, I actually bumped into Sheila Stewart. Sheila used to have the hardware shop up in the village with her husband Sandy. Sandy was an electrician, and you could get anything. It was that kind of places, an old fashion shop. You could get wellies or ornaments or a shotgun. They had a gun range up at the top of the building. So I bumped into Sheila, and it just came into my head, I'm going to write Sandy a tune, because I'd written for his brothers Gow and Charlie. And I thought, I'm going to write Sandy a tune. So this is Sandy Stewart, the electrician. And then the fourth tune is Robert White. Now, Bob was my accountant for many years. And a thankless task that was, sorting my stuff out. But he was a good guy, hard working. And he continued to do my accounts for years after he retired. But he's been, he's just they want to do it on him here. He's earned his rest, and so I, just to mark his complete retirement, have written this tune just called Robert White. And then finally, a tune for a local legend, still alive. This is called Cecil Sean Ritchie of Darland. Sean, I never knew his name was Cecil for years and years. Right through school it was just Sean Ritchie, but his first name's Cecil. So he's a great character, singer, raconteur, all-round good guy. Shona is saying something.
He did, if they were watching the Tarland Food and Music Festival, he did the pub quiz on the Friday night with me.
That is right, aye. And also he did the funniest bits when Tykes Were Bold. If you can find it, go into YouTube, because when Tykes Were Bold for Tarland Food and Music, with Abdi, well, quite a few folk did a verse each and Sean, you could tell he's Tarland born and bred, because he fairly was getting stuck into the part. So anyway, so the last tune, Cecil Sean Ritchie at Tarland, so a wee set of tunes. Oh, it's nice, a wee arch, there's a few tunes there.
set of tunes, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Right, Shona, are you
Yep,
ready to take the floor?
I have got some hellos and some guesses and stuff.
Get a wee flush of sporran.
Let me have a wee look. Malcolm and Mary Duff are watching in Paisley. Anne Wyatt is back from collecting Indian takeaway. Now you're making me hungry. I just want to kind of fit your hand now. Sandy Thompson and Dingwall is joining us. Sue Taylor and Orkney and Ross Dickey. So I've got a lot of box guesses actually. So Odd thinks Christmas bauble. Bud Freeman thinks a large machine nut. Sandy White thinks lead fishing weight. Catherine McLaughlin thinks a roll of sellotape. Andrew Brandy thinks a steen. Jamie Bowers thinks a steen or a pebble as well. Malcolm Duff thinks a wide stubby candle. Lorelei Bach thinks a bit of coal that's something gies to the naughty bairns. Sandy Thompson thinks a cotton reel. Joe Aitken thinks a carrot waiting to become a snam on his nose. No, nay or nihin, it's a nose ball. Harry Lash thinks a Christmas bauble. Isabel Lang thinks a tea light. And Grace Donaldson thinks a mini Yule log, although they're not the chocolate kind.
Like a wooden.
I'm presuming. Yeah. Okay. Beer guesses. Sandy Mather thinks Ossian. Morag Dempsey thinks Hogarten. Sue Taylor, she's rubbish at guessing them, she says, but she thinks it's a wheat beer of some kind. Malcolm Duff thinks Weiss beer, and Sandy Thompson thinks Black Isle Blonde.
Thank you.
So there you go. Yeah, I'm going to sing my first song. Sorry, I'm just coming in a wee bit. I'm going to sing... I can't remember when I first heard this song, actually. I think it was maybe on a compilation tape or a CD that I had when I was younger. I can't remember. It wasn't Isla St Clair. It might have been the McCallmans, actually. I'm not very sure. I can't remember. It must be just a compilation thing. And it is a song called Nancy Whiskey, or the Carlton Weaver. And yeah, I'm going to give that a bash, all about the watching out for Nancy Whiskey, what she can do to you. It's got a wee chorus: whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey, 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 Nancy. Oh, if you want to join in. I'm just going to get the starting note here. Oh, and Carlton is Glasgow. I think the original one was Dublin Weaver, I think, and it's kind of gone into Carlton. I'm not very sure. Who knows? Sorry, I've lost my note again. I'm a weaver, a Carlton weaver, I'm a rush and a roving blade. I've got siller in my pockets, I'll gang and I'll follow the roving trade. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. As I come in by Glasgow City, Nancy whiskey I chance to smell. I get in, sat down aside her, 7 long years of luder wheel. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. The mair I kissed her, the mair I looed her, the mair I looed her, the mair she smiled. I soon forgot my mother's teaching, Nancy soon had me beguiled. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. I woke early the next morning to slake my drouth, that was my need. I tried to rise, but I was not able. Nancy had me by the head. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. Come a landlady, what's the law, and tell me what I have to pay. 15 shillings is the reckon, pay me quick and go away. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. As I get out by Glasgow City, Nancy whiskey I chance to smell. I get in, paid 5 and 6pence, aught was left was a crooked scale. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. So I'll gang back to the Carlton weave, and I'll surely make the shuttles fly. I'll make at the curtain weaving, and never I did in a roving why. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. Come aye, weavers, curtain weavers, come aye, weavers, where'er ye be. Beware o whiskey, Nancy, whiskey shall ruin you like she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. Carlton Weaver. I've never sung that song before. Probably wouldn't again, to be quite honest. Was that a bit of a...
Francie Devine says it was one of his dad's songs.
Ah! Francie's dad's middle name was Ignatius, wasn't it? Is that right there?
Yep.
I think that's a really cool name. I love that.
Ignatius.
Ignatius. Yeah. You okay? You're feeling much better this week, I must say.
I've still a bit of a cough hanging on for the last week, but it's much better.
No, you're sounding better. Your nose is snockery, actually.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
A few guesses. In the box, Jamie Bowers thinks a crystal or a crystal-like stone that's not opaque. Mm-hmm.
That's quite specific.
Your Uncle Tommy says a glassy with a tear in it. Elizabeth Court, she says either a dog biscuit or a fir cone. Daria Muir, leftover chicken wings for last week.
No.
And Harry Lash, she thinks, is it Wixie Wheat, which is a Dutch Weiss beer.
Oh, right, okay. No, it's Scottish.
No, it's Scottish.
It's Scottish.
It's pretty much Scottish, Harry.
I'm seeing Andrew Brandy saying one of those clear balls you used to get at Christmas and you shook them to mark the snaffer.
Yep. And Paul Gray, he thinks it's Bonnie and Blonde.
Okay.
So there you go.
Cool. Well, Paul did a poem. I didn't ken he was doing a poem, and I'm going to do a wee poem now. Yesterday, the 10th of December, was the birthday of George MacDonald. He was born in Huntly, and he was a poet, and he was a minister, and he was an author. And he was really quite influential, actually. He wrote in English and in Scots, and I'm going to do one of his Scots poems, but he wrote some fantastic fantasy novels for kids, especially, and he was a mentor to, what was his name? Lewis Carroll. He was a mentor to Lewis Carroll, who wrote Alice in Wonderland, and authors that cite him as a major influence include J.M. Barrie, Tolkien as well. Yeah. So he was really like the father of fantasy fiction, I suppose. Would you say, Paul?
Yes.
And not an awful lot of folk know about him. If you know Huntly, he was born for the Duke Street dentist is now. So that's where George MacDonald was born. So he was born on the 10th of December, I think it was 1824. So I'm going to do one of his wee poems, and it's called What the Auld Folk Are Thinking. So this is by George MacDonald, whose birthday it was yesterday. The bairns in their bed, worn out wi' nae work, are sleeping, nor ever an eyelid winking. The auld folk lie still, with their een staring stark, and the mirk pang fu of the things they are thinking. Fan oot at elk corner the bairnies the keek, laughing and daffing, arms loosen and linking. The auld folk they watch for the warm ingle cheek, but the bairns little think what the auld folk are thinking. Fin the auld folk sit quiet at the reet o' a stook, in the sunlight, they're washed in blintering and blinking. Folk scything or bining or shearing wi' hook, carena astray what the auld folk are thinking. And at kirk, fin the minister's dreich sae dry, his fardens are gien the war gowd guineas chinking, and the young folk are nodding or fidgeting sly. Naebody kens what the auld folk are thinking. Fin the young folk are greeting about the bed, fan like water through sand, the auld life is sinking. And some would say the last word was said. The auld folk smile and ken what they're thinking. So that's by George MacDonald.
Paul Gray.
So we've got some more guesses. So Paul Gray thinks it's a block of resin in the box. Oh, my mum says that my lipstick suits me. Thank you very much, Mum. Kate Taylor thinks a piece of coal. I think it might have been Jim, actually. And Gordon Muir, Robert the Spruce. Is that Robert the Spruce? No.
It wasn't it, but it is now.
So Robert the Spruce, that's exactly what we're going to call him. I am going to do something that I've never done on Live in the Lounge before. I'm going to play my fiddle by myself.
Of course you are.
Did you know I was doing this?
No, but
I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you because I'm feared. I leave Paul to play the fiddle and he leaves me to sing usually. So I'm a wee bit nervous about it because I didn't play solo at all. But I couldn't resist this because it is one of my top 5 tunes I'm going to play. And it just so happens that the tune is about something that happened today on the 11th of December in 1899. And it is a tune called The Highland Brigade at Magersfontein. I hope I'm saying that right. And that was, I'll just read it out of the, what book is it? In the Scots Guard book, or the Gordon Highlanders book.
The chorus.
Yalla.
Gordon Highlanders.
Okay, it's the Gordon Highlanders book. So this battle took place on the 11th of December in 1899 in South Africa during the Boer War. The Second War, yeah. The Highland Brigade was unsuccessfully sent against a difficult Boer position and lost many men, including Lieutenant Colonel GTF Downman, commanding the 1st Battalion, the Gordon Highlanders. He was a most popular and capable commanding officer. And this is written by Pike Major John McLennan. Dunoon, so I'm gonna, don't look at me when I'm playing, Paul. I get really nervous playing in front of you. It's alright. I feel like I'm in a lesson and you're gonna tell me if I did wrong after this. So don't you dare sit and take notes. So I'm gonna play this. This is genuinely one of my favourite tunes, and it just so happened that it happened in 1899 today. And I'm gonna play another tune after that called The Banks at Allan Water, and they're both retreat marches. In fact, I'm going to have to take off this necklace because I can't play with it on. Sorry. It's the worst thing about being a girl. I can't wear dangly earrings playing my fiddle, and I can't wear nice necklaces. And you can't grow your nails. And I don't put nail varnish on when I'm playing because it just mesmerises me. So, Highland Brigade at Magersfontein and the Banks at Allan Water. I feel horrible playing in front of you, I don't know why.
Why? God,
I know,
how long
I know.
have we been
We've been together 14
nearly,
years.
Nearly 15 years.
I know, I still get nervous playing my fiddle in front of you though, it's stupid.
Oh, well.
So that's that was for the 40th, and unless we get to 80, that's not happening again.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
Dougie Hay thought it was Old Peculiar. I think that's a beer and nae me.
Or me.
It could be me, mind you. There's a few guesses here. Morag Dempsey says, is it Brussels sprouts in a box? And the beer, she says, is it Wonderlust? Sandy Thompson says, is it a wee Santa? Paul Gray says, what's Paul going to sing for us next week?
Oh, I know. That's a challenge. Since I played my fiddle, you can sing something.
I'm going to do my party piece, Paul. It's going to be Nessun Dorma.
Nessun Dorma. Ah, you wish.
Ula says, excellent playing,
Oh,
Shona.
thank you.
And Harry Lash says, is it Lomond Gold Organic Blonde?
Okay.
So there you go. So there we go. That's a few bits and pieces. Well done, Shona.
Cool. Okay, right. I shall
2 or 3 more tunes.
pass over to you. I've got my red dress on tonight because it's our 40th anniversary. Okay, have you mucked up my system here?
Yep.
Oh.
Sorry, Shona. I'm going to head to this back.
It's okay. I don't know why I like sitting a wee bit closer.
Yeah, well, that's better. I'll get back here. Right.
Francie says, do you mean Loch Ness and Dorma?
Oh.
That's funny.
Well, it could be. Francie will change the lyrics.
Loch Ness and Dorma. Loch Ness and Dorma.
I mean, what was that song? Was it Hale and Pace? Do you mind the comedy duo? They were a bit hit and miss. Some of their stuff was really funny. Some of it did, well, they didn't want me to laugh so much, but they did a kind of spoof. And they did Pavarotti singing. In fact, no, it was Boys for the, like the North England singing opera. And they did Nessun Dorma, but it was Nest on Doormat.
Okay.
Actually, it was funny if I saw it. Well, that's not very funny.
I think you'll have to just...
You kind of needed to see it, but
yeah.
There you go. Anyway. Right. I'm just going to do 2 tunes actually, but they're not that long. But the first thing is long enough. It's a tune I played earlier in the year. It's a James Scott Skinner tune, which when I was playing up by stuff I had a go at, and I'd never really had a go at it before, but I really like it actually. It's a tune called Back to the Hills, which is a great bit of music. You didn't really hear it played that much, but I did it with music that time. I'm going to try and do it without music this time and see if it's any better. So Back to the Hills by James Scott Skinner. asking if it was better or worse with the music.
That was great.
I was slightly on edge, I will say that.
I'm still saying after dancing.
What's that,
I'm
sorry?
still saying after dancing to that in the kitchen.
You should have seen her actually louping about.
I do
Right.
my interpretive dance.
There, that's the last look you're getting at it, folks. Bonnie colour.
It's awful fine actually.
Yeah, it's nice.
I would drink it.
Right, I'm going to play one more tune. And the reason I'm playing this is because a couple nights ago, I was watching the telly actually, but I started looking at stuff on YouTube. It was, I was watching one thing and then I saw somebody doing a reaction video to them watching, it was the Animals doing the House of the Rising Sun. And quite often, they're often African Americans that have never heard of the Animals and they often take one look at the Animals and think, oh well, what the hell's this coming? And then, so Ray Burton was a singer, he opens his mouth and they're completely bamboozled by the power of the guy's voice and usually just almost can't believe it, the sound. So I'm going to have a go at this because I have been known to play it in the pub, but I've got no guitar backing for Alistair McDougall, so I'm just going to have a go at it, just for a bit of fun. So this is the House of the Rising Sun. That reaction video it's a bit like a rabbit hole. I ended up watching Tom Jones and various things like that. You start following it. One thing leads to another. But anyway, there you go. I thought I kept for it was near midnight. So this is definitely better with a guitar playing the chords or playing the chord pattern to kind of keep you together, but we'll have a go.
I should yuck to that or no.
I'm not sure. Anyway, it's just a bit of nonsense. Well, no, the tune's no nonsense,
Folk
but
are loving it.
me just faffing
Margaret
about.
Carr says best version. Sandy White says this should be in a film as dramatic music for a scene. It is.
Well, I'll tell you something. It was better in the kitchen because I wasn't really constrained by worrying about what made it an air so or no, because you could easily do that. So
Dougie Hay says superb.
Superb.
It's
definitely. I think it's definitely easier playing with somebody else because you can float about in the top.
You can sing the Northern Lights of Old Aberdeen to that tune. And my mum just said you could be singing the Northern Lights to this, and then you went like that, and I'm thinking, well, I wouldn't have sang it to that.
That bit, maybe.
I can't think. Can you sing it with me, Paul? I'll get confused. The Northern Lights of Aberdeen mean home, sweet home to me. The Northern Lights of Aberdeen are what I long to see. That was nearly like your Shoop Shoop song. Somebody said you could be doing a Shoop Shoop song. Do you mind we did that way back at the start? And your starting role was Shoop 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 Shoop. It's in his kiss. Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm going to do a couple of songs. I was going to do this song. I'm not going to do it, but I'm gonna tell you about it anyway because I'm quite excited about it. This is the little things that really tickle me. So in 1968, the Christmas number one was in the charts now. It was number one just now in 1968. And it was a song by the Scaffolds called Lily the Pink. And I'm sure you all ken Lily the Pink. So I'm not going to sing it tonight, but I did a wee bit of Googling. And
let's
drink the Lily the Pink, the Pink, the Pink, the saviour of the human race. For she invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case. So that is Lily the Pink. But I didn't realise that Lily the Pink was an actual person. I think if you're in America, you'd probably know this. But Lily the Pink was a woman called Lydia Pinkham, and she made vegetable compound for women's ailments. And she was quite famous, and I think you still can get Lydia Pinkman's vegetable compound in America. I'm sure it says on Google that you could buy it in Walmart, which is our equivalent of Asda. So I thought that was quite cool. There's I think the original Lily the Pink, there was a song called The Ballad of Lydia Pinkman. I can't remember what it is now. And then it kind of went into a dirty song, like a really baudy song, a very rude one. And that was sung in the Second World War. And then the Scaffolds...
Any examples?
No examples. And then the Scaffolds kind of tidied it up a wee bit. And it got to number one in 1968 this week. What was one of the verses? Belly freers had sticky out ears, and it made him awful shy. So they gave him medicinal compound. Now he's learning how to fly.
I was actually getting to do that for the Chorus Cup one year, and we wrote
You were?
my favourite one was
when me and Paul used to go out for gigs, and we'd be driving home to keep ourselves amused. We would make up words to songs. And Lily the Pink was a favourite. We had quite a lot of verses that we made up. Paul's favourite one started, how did it start?
Robbie Shepherd had legs like a leopard.
We didn't get any further, we just thought Robbie
Shepherd.
We
did. We had about 5 or 6 verses. But
Robbie Shepherd had legs like a leopard. So there you go, Lily the Pink. I'm not going to sing it tonight. I just thought you might be quite interested to hear about the story of Lydia Pinkham. So I'm going to sing a song called Hishiba, or When I Was New But Sweet 16, and I learnt this from Andy Hunter when I was at the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama, which is now the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. He was my first singing teacher, and Andy learnt it from Jeannie Robertson. So this is her, a kind of like her version. Can you pass me a hanky? Sorry, Paul, your snockery nose is rubbing off on me. So Uncle Tommy says we used to make up our own words to Lily the Pink. I wonder if they're shareable, Tommy. Some of the ones that I saw online are definitely not shareable. Right, so this is Hishiba. When I was new but sweet 16, and beauty just and bloom and all. Oh, little, little did I think that at 19 I'd be great and old. For the plumen lads, their gay wheel lads, met their force and their deceiving all. For they'll sail awa and they'll gang awa, and they'll leave their lasses great and old. Nu it's Hesheba, nu am your ma, Hesheba ma berni o. Hesheba nu am your ma, met the Lord kens for your faith o. For if I had a kent what I do ken, and had ta'en my mother's bed and all, oh, I wouldna be sitting at your fireside, crying Hesheba ma berni o. Nu it's Hesheba, nu am your ma, but the Lord kens for your faith o. But I'll talk with care and I'll be aware o' the young men in gloom and o. For the plumen lads, their gay wheel lads, met their foes and their deceiving o. For they'll sail awa and they'll gang awa, and they'll leave their lasses great and old. Hesheba. Right, since we're Christmassy and I've got the Christmas tree up, I tried to put it on a setting that the lights were just sitting not doing anything, but I couldn't find it. So I'm sorry if that's distracting, that it's like blinking or anything. I need to figure out what I'm doing with it. So yeah, we're in the Christmas season, and I'm going to sing a Christmas song, a Christmas carol. We've got a choir in Tarland called Kintra. And we have such a lovely group of singers, and unfortunately we haven't been able to meet, but the last time I sang this in public was with Kintra on Christmas Eve in the kirk at St Mullogs in Tarland. We sang this song, so if there's any Kintra folk watching, I'm expecting you all to join in. So this is a song called The Holly She Bears a Berry, or it's sometimes known as the St Days Carol, and it's got a lot of verses similar to the Holly and the Ivy. And the carol, the words and the melody were first transcribed in the village of St Days in Cornwall, and it was a man called Thomas Beard who sang it. He was a villager in St Days, probably written in the 19th century. And yeah, this is the St Days carol. Oh, the holly, she bears a berry as white as the milk, and Mary, she bore Jesus all wrapped up in silk. And Mary, she bore Jesus, our Saviour, for to be. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Holly, holly. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Now the holly, she bears a berry as green as the grass, and Mary, she bore Jesus who died on the cross. And Mary, she bore Jesus, our Saviour, for to be. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Holly, holly. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Now the holly, she bears a berry as black as the coal, and Mary, she bore Jesus, who died for us all. And Mary, she bore Jesus, our Saviour for to be. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Holly, holly. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Now the holly, she bears a berry as blood it is red, and Mary, she bore Jesus, who rose from the dead. And Mary, she bore Jesus, our Saviour for to be. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Holly, holly. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Now the holly, she bears a leaf as sharp as the thorn, and Mary, she bore Jesus on Christmas morn. And Mary, she bore Jesus, our Saviour for to be. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Holly, holly. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Holly, holly. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly. Thank you for your harmonies, Paul. Beautiful. So there you go. That's a St. Day's Carol, or Sanday's Carol, sometimes known as, or the holly, she bears a berry. Hope you're all feeling very Christmassy now. Okay, are we about
That's
done?
us. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'll come and sit over there.
Come
I'm
on.
going to hit shoeless seat back up.
Yeah, this one back.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Nothing in here. Did we have any other guesses for anything?
No.
Or-
It went off a quiet apart for lots of praise for your lovely singing. So, right, we'll do the beer first, I
Wait a
think.
minute, we didn't. I'm just checking that I don't have any more guesses.
So,
I can't find my book. Where did you put my book with my guesses, Paul?
is that it there?
I don't know. Well, Roddy, can you put that book, please?
So that's, you can see there's no buckle left.
Wait a minute.
Well, look, it doesn't matter.
No,
It's just for fun,
I
anyway.
know. I just don't know where my thing's gone.
Anyway,
Oh, can I come in a wee
first
bit? 'Cause it's
time
not
that it's in a tin, actually. Usually it's in a bottle. But this is, it's one who got it right, Paul Gray got it right.
Oh, cool.
It's Loch Lomond Bonnie and Blonde.
Yum.
And they've got beautiful labels in their tins, I have to say.
Packaging.
But
Branding.
the reason for this, I've actually been looking for their stuff for a wee while, but it was because Fiona McEachran
Who's watching?
used to be Fiona Smith until she got married to McEachran. It's her company, her and her man, they used to be Bobbies, and they gave up and got into setting up a brewery, and they've got the Loch Lomond Brewery. So there's Fiona, used to be in the school bus with us. She was a member of the Bankery Spain.
Is that Fiona sat on your knee?
It's the same one, aye.
She has a very fine knee, it was.
Was it? Yeah, well, you're right there, Fiona.
You've got knees for a girl.
But I didn't want to say that she had the Loch Lomond Brewery earlier because, of course, Abdi, being smart folk, you can, he would have all put two and two together and come up with four and would have guessed. So I never mentioned it, but yeah, that's Fiona's, and she, they sent it up. It arrived the day because there's no one round about that's got it. So Fiona just fired it in the post. It arrived. So we've Got a few different things to try out, so that'll be excellent.
Yep. Roddy is going to say hello.
Oh,
Hi.
Roddy. Aye. Roddy too has had a haircut this week.
Yep.
In fact, it was last Saturday, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, so that was that.
Yep.
And
What's in the box?
aye, got to play
You're
the
going to have to
tune.
play it. Oh, what's in the box? 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 What's in the box?
It's in the box.
What's in the box?
So I said it's a two-pronged attack this time because it's got a bit my favourite piece of art on something. Nobody was right this time. Somebody did say paperweight, which would be the closest
Yeah, not
guess,
really though.
but it's
not
actually it's a magnet
So it's
that
still got
sits
the price
for
on the
her.
back.
It is £2.99.
Still got the price on the back.
We've got that. It's in Inverness up at the. It was on exhibition actually.
Was
The
it
real
not
thing.
It was our 10th wedding anniversary.
Aye.
We went to Inverness because
3 years ago.
we were meant to go to Paris for our 10th anniversary, but then you were sick, so we ended up going to Inverness and had
Aye.
a brilliant time in Inverness actually.
Did I?
And the Monarch of the Glen was on exhibition.
Yes, and my favourite piece of art, the Monarch
It
of
is
the
a
Glen.
kick I like.
Some folks, it's not a good depiction of a deer. I'm not caring now. I think it's fantastic. First place I saw that was Baxter's Royal Game Soup, and then somebody got a bit uppity about the copyright to the picture, and they had to take it off. So it's a lesser image that they've got now, but the soup's the same pretty much. But yeah, the Monarch of the Glen, my favourite painting. To me, it just encapsulates the Scottish Highlands.
It's quite a size. I didn't realise how big it was.
It's
massive.
It would be the top of that cabinet up there. It's not far off being life size, maybe
No.
not quite, but it's very impressive. But I was an amazing thing to go and see that. So anyway, it was a magnet, but it also had the Monarch of the Glen. So nobody come close with fit. The image was on. Nobody actually has I guess, about the piece of art. So
But
there
you
you
said
go.
that really quite early on. Maybe not enough.
did.
A lot of folk were listening.
In fact, nobody was listening.
listening.
They might have been watching, but they weren't listening. So there you go. Thanks very much, folks, for looking in. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Next week it'll be maybe a bit more Christmassy. Although the following week we actually land on Christmas night.
Friday is Christmas Day is a Friday.
I'm not sure we'll be doing a concert that night. I think
But we might come on and say hello.
Might come on and do a wee bit just
At
for
8 o'clock.
fun. And if anybody is looking, we might just see if it happens. We no plans to do anything.
Might have had a few Proseccos by
You
then,
might
you know.
actually rolling about.
I will not. I will not.
12 Prosecco's and she'll be buckled.
Sorry, what?
So only one, but tonight we're going to finish up, and
Yeah.
we'll certainly be back next week. So thanks for looking in as usual.
Yep.
It's much appreciated.
If you have enjoyed it and you want to put something in the tip jar, that would be really nice. So it's www.paypal.me/Paul Anderson Shona Dawn.
So
We're going to finish
we're
with.
going to play. We're going to finish. We had a wee bit of debate about this, but we're not actually.
Well, it was not really a debate. It was you said you want to play this, and I said no.
Well, that was it. It was a debate because if it'd been a dictator's viewpoint, I would have said this is what we're playing. But you said if we're going to play it, I said what about Dumfries House, and you said no. And so it's not that. It's actually called the New High Level.
Now, is it a hornpipe or a reel?
It's a reel.
It's a reel. Can I just tune up with you first then?
I'll be honest, that my fiddle's been. I think I've been playing it. It's been sharp all night, to be quite honest.
Yeah, no, I don't want to muck about with it because my adjuster's right down. Is that okay?
Be fine.
It's okay. Close enough.
Big finale. Okay, folks.
Are you playing it once or twice?
Twice.
With repeat?
Aye.
Okay.
2, 3. Right, folks.
Thanks
Take
very
care.
much.
Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
Cheerio.